The diaphragm, as we've all probably heard of, is in our body, and it's a hood-shaped muscle that sits just under the ribs here. So it's essentially the base of our lungs. And this muscle here is directly connected to the lumbar spine. So this is the top of the, I think there's 5 vertebrae in the lumbar spine. 5, not 6, 5. And so it directly connects to the top of that lumbar spine. The most interesting thing about that is essentially 60% of runners cite lower back pain at some time during their lifetime of running. And so if we think about if the muscles at the top of that diaphragm, that is the lower back, right, the lower bone part, if these muscles are lazy, not engaged, or working or functioning effectively whilst running, then it's probably no wonder we might get some lower back pain going on, because these are essentially the strings that hold everything up and control it. Diaphragm also has essentially a plunger action, right? So it's the bottom of these lungs, poof, up, down, okay? It increases the tidal volume of our lungs. So our lungs, massive interchange there, right? Alveoli, little fluid sacs with essentially all the blood vessels around them. That is full of space, right? So just like you'd open a balloon, close a balloon, the more space we can use, the more exchange we can make happen, the more efficient we can be. Another amazing fun fact about the diaphragm that I learned recently is that this here is directly fused to our pericardium. And so the pericardium is the sac that holds our heart. Okay, so the top of the diaphragm, the hood, is literally fused to the sac that contains our heart. So everyone's hardcore on heart rate data and everything like that. But if our diaphragm's going crazy and out of control, what do you think it's doing to the heart, right? Or if our heart's going out of control, what do you think it's doing to our breathing? So these two things don't operate in isolation, right? They are directly fused together. So they must influence each other, okay? So functional breathing, functional diaphragm, probably highly likely a more stable heart, lower heart rate. We know it's easier, less effort, and we can probably go further, okay? So a trained diaphragm, when fully utilized, decreases the work rate of the lungs, right? Maximizing that tidal volume of that plunger, decreases oxygen demand, decreases our heart rate, less effort and energy to breathe equals increased running economy, which is what we're mainly here for, right? How do we go further, faster, or longer with less effort? That's what I'm here for anyway. So where is our diaphragm? Some of you might know, some of you might not know. I've never personally seen one. Haven't had the opportunity to look inside someone's body. Might happen one day. What we're going to do, we're just going to run through and find it within us, okay? So what I want you all to do is sit upright wherever you are, okay? I want you to place one hand on your chest, and there I am, and one hand just above your navel, okay? So belly button, just above that, and it should be, you should just feel just underneath your ribs. And so as we breathe, our diaphragm should expand and our chest should stay relatively still. Okay, so just as you're sitting here, just breathing normally, bring your awareness. How are my hands moving? Am I breathing a lot through my chest, my upper section, right? Or am I all breathing down through here? Is there a rhythm between them? right? Is it moving up? Is it moving down? The diaphragm sits under this bottom section here, okay? And so when we breathe in, our diaphragm should expand and our chest should stay relatively still, okay? When we're breathing in and out, okay? See Zoe flexing her shoulders. Also another really good one, right? Are my shoulders up around my ears? Probably highly likely you're really tight and locked up in here. Relaxing down, right? Should be light and deep feeling of our plunger of our diaphragm moving our breath through our body. So I hope that helps to enable you guys to know, okay, cool, this is where my diaphragm is, and I should feel it moving down and out and back up. Does anyone have any questions about where our diaphragm is? The fascination that the diaphragm here, not only connected to the pericardium, not only supporting a plunger effect of the lungs, but these muscles cascade all the way down to essentially our toes, right? So again, we're talking about if we've got a dysfunctional diaphragm and we're not supporting our lumbar spine, potentially lower back pain, but then also this is the cascade of muscles, just like a puppet, supporting the body all the way through. So again, fascinated by the connection, having awareness of that, control of that will support us to pick up and be lighter all through that chain within the system.